Hello, Sim Captains and crew, and welcome to San Diego today. We have the SSG 747-8 V2, which has been previously released on the channel. We wanted to do a follow-up video. There's been a lot of traffic and comments on the previous video, so stay tuned. We'll take a look at that and answer some follow-on questions.
So hello Sim Captains, you've got both of us today. I'm Tim, and Lee obviously launched the original video, and he's brought me along because I actually don't know anything about this. I never flew the version 1. I watched his video for editing, and it's been a while, and he doesn't zoom in enough for my... he's got a huge monitor, so when I put it on mine, everything looks too darn small, and so I'm here for a first impression because of the hate mail, right? That comment thread was just lit up. I believe my description was a dumpster fire.
And it wasn't even just our YouTube comment thread, but there was, from what I understand, Facebook was lit up.
Right, the
Xplane forums, or the Xplane.org forums.
So the reason for this follow-up is, first off, Lee, God bless him, really cranked out this video on release day morning. And we did that not to just try and pump something out fast, but because we know when there's a hot product, everybody wants to know if they should spend their money. And so Lee spent his money and got it out here for you to look at. Hey, check it out. Frontier's here for the show.
Yeah, live traffic, of course.
So, in the past, every once in a while, we've gotten to work with a developer and gotten to see a product ahead of time, had a good look at change logs, and then we can come out on release day with a really solid, hey, here's what it is.
Sure.
But we got notice when you did on this SSG, so Lee picked it up, fired it off, and it is what it is. Now, SSG has replied to the forum and given us kind of a list of all the new improvements, and so we thought we'd kind of take a peek.
Given us everybody, this is posted for everybody, of course.
Yeah,
I want to clarify that. Yeah.
I wish we had a personal conversation. It's not how it went. We were just looking at the forum like everybody else.
Yeah, sure. So, as Tim mentioned, he doesn't have the V1 or the V2. So we're sitting here at San Diego. This is an add-on airport. I think it's a, what's his name?
Is that Mr. X?
Yeah, I think it's a Mr. X6
Love
or
Mr. X
6X.
stuff.
Yeah, so I believe that's his. Of course, this is unrealistic, so please don't comment and tell me 747s don't fly to San Diego or Lufthansa's next to Southwest. I don't really care.
It fits really well in this slot. Have you noticed?
Actually, it does. May cause some clearance issues back here on this this taxiway. But anyway, so he hasn't seen it, flown it, whatever. Like Tim said, we had a read of and it was a very nicely worded, I think, description from, and I can't remember his name, at SSG. And basically, to brutally summarize it, it said, you guys asked for all these features, we added them. We're finding out what you didn't want now. So with that, Tim hasn't seen this. Tim, what do you think of the overall impression? Let's take a look around it. I'll switch seats.
We're gonna switch. I'm gonna move to the pilot seat, which is known as the keyboard and mouse here.
Yeah, he's got the more artsy vantage points. And again, I kind of felt bad for, like Tim mentioned, rushing the video out. I originally did have about a 10 or 12 minute segment.
I'm gonna look.
Yeah, sure. Just roll the camera around. I had about a 10 or 12 minute segment, excuse me.
This is pretty.
I went through the initial APU battery power up and the synoptics on the lower ICAS, but they didn't make it only after the fact, as I was going through and editing the video and combining everything up. I'm like, where's all that at? and it wasn't there. So
Now, wasn't one of the changelog items there some gear?
there's a landing gear animation improved, which we won't be able to see here.
All right.
Don't
Now,
think.
since you have the V1,
Yeah.
did you come down and kick the tires?
I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know that I ever looked at it to this level. But having said that, I mean, it does look really nice. Hydraulic cylinders.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like wow, it has.
RAM.
I mean, yeah, looking good. Looking pretty good, and you know, a lot of the complaints. We're both. Are we weird or we're just quiet? You know, we don't see a lot of people reflecting the more moderate view that we have. That is, you know, SSG can set their price point. That's their obligation as a seller, and hopefully they did their homework and feel that that was the right price point. Not obviously everybody in the forums. Actually, probably nobody we saw in the forums really seemed to agree with that. But you know, that could just be the squeaky wheel getting the grease kind of thing.
Sure.
Oh, I did see in that changelog something about engine animations. That's why I keep wanting to stare at these.
I believe it was engine animation. Was it improved or something? Now, the one thing I noticed about this, or seemed to, was the original V1. It had like this. It was kind of around like if you're looking at the fan face on the back side of this nacelle. There was like this digital kind of scratchy line. If you look in the video of the V1, I think I was taxiing, and
Okay.
it's really evident. It looks like that has been cleaned up.
Well, at the moment, they're looking pretty good. So, you know, the hard thing trying to decide price point, as with anything in life, how much do you want this item? And then there's the inevitable comparison. And I think for us, it's always down to how does this rank compared to a Flight Factor or a Zebo? Lee and I are both enormous fans of the Flight Factor 757. And
True.
so in payware land, I think for me, that's kind of my that's my comparison. Do you remember what the Flight Factor cost? It's a 70.
They were not cheap. I don't know. Do you have the freighter add-on? Because
I don't. I was being cheap.
Yeah,
So,
I've got Did you have the 300, right? So it was the 2 and 300, and then the freighter.
I went as cheap as I could on that.
Okay.
I love it, but I only bought like the one thing.
I think I have the Pro V2 or whatever it is. So I have everything for the 757.
All right, now jumping inside. I had a look-see. It looks pretty good. Now I've never seen this one or the V1. I actually did our video on the default, which I actually really like the laminar default. How would I put it? Okay, so a lot of the commentary about things people hate tend to be more visual-based things. A lot of complaints about textures, etc.
I just want to make sure we're recording after that other crap. Why is that not? Is that not recording? Oh, okay, it is recording. Perfect.
Always good to make sure it's actually recording.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right. So,
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt there.
I think at the end of the day, I mean, on one hand, it's tempting to say, okay, if the systems work right and the plane flies correctly and the feel is right, why so much are we worried about the visuals? And even though we joke about the cloud people who love to make perfect clouds, I think the reason people dig the visuals so much and why it's so important is that's the immersion level. That's where you really start thinking, you know, for a moment you lose yourself and forget you're not actually on an aircraft. And, I mean, honestly, at the moment, at a glance, my first time in here, it's looking about on par with the Flight Factors and the other high-end ones. I mean, maybe this area looks a little blank, but that might be completely accurate, not having been on board one.
Sure. And one point I made, I don't know if you made it through the whole video, is that, you know, there is this, some of the texturing, like on the yoke and the surfaces, I don't know what they're missing, but they seem to be missing just a little something that would make me go, oh yeah.
So let's look at we're just going to do the yoke right now. You see how this coloration it looks like a game. You don't look at this and think, I'm looking at a photograph.
Sure.
You're not convinced this seat. Do we have any aircraft where at a glance you think it's the real deal? I mean, every once in a while you can get a good screenshot, I guess, out of the Zebo or the Flight Factor, where the lighting's right and the textures that are a little off are hidden, and you think, hey, that looks like the real shebang. But
it's not bad.
There's nothing wrong.
Well, and I think that was even addressed in SSG's response as well. You know, he's like, we're finding out now. You know, we gave everybody all these things,
right? And
we're finding out now what we didn't give you. And to be honest, any developer out there, I believe, could release the most perfect airplane, and somebody's going to complain about it.
All right, hold on. No. Lee warned me that I would find some new things today, and I only know, and it's been a while, guys. It's been a few since I've run the 744. How come I can't open this guard? By the way, that guard cover, that looks like a game to me. So just like this overhead versus the default.
Okay.
At a glance, I think I like the default better. But let's see once we start
operating. What are you
operating.
talking about? Are you talking about the switches, like the top
just
surface,
like,
or are you talking about the actual panels here?
The animation used of these are not as convincing to my eyes as the default laminar. At a glance, at a glance. Is that a deal breaker to me? No. If this flies great, I might have to go home and buy it tonight, but let's see. How come I can't open this battery guard?
So, see where battery is? Okay. Try clicking about there.
Oh, now, okay. Now, I could have been here a long time without figuring that out myself.
Now, I'm glad to see that you didn't watch that part of my video. So, that's how we work on this channel, guys. So, we try
precision guesswork.
Right. So, any of these with including the fuel jettison nozzles, it's all in a similar click location.
So you click above. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so we've got battery, external power is available. Hold on, just a second.
That's the external, yeah.
I want to hear sounds.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm a weirdo. I will sit and click buttons if I like the way they sound.
Which is why you can't trust him around the fasten seatbelt signs.
Boom! So one of the funny things, it was an Easter egg built into the Flight Factor. Again, my gold standard. What was that? VOR? The VOR radio?
The knob or button.
It went auto and manual because it can, align the IRS's in flight when it's in auto.
Yeah.
So I was just clicking it like a fool at cruise. I was just like, and it popped out on a spring like it had broken. And again, like there's that immersion. It was like real life. I had played with something I shouldn't have been playing with, and it broke. But let us proceed. Okay, so we've got a battery on, external power, bus ties. I don't know if I need this now.
So you've isolated those.
Oh wait, they were on.
Yeah.
They want to be in auto.
Correct,
okay, so I don't need to mess with that. The APU is here. Don't tell me. Let me. Okay, I just scrolled it with the mouse. Is that right? Do I need to hold it to start?
I ran into this too, and I think you have to scroll.
Okay,
and it auto kicks back. So I think the start is momentary.
All right, so you don't hold it and start for a moment. Okay, well we did that. Let's go down and see these beautiful displays. Okay, I'm liking the displays, SSG. Now, I believe that was one of the feedback items from SSG, that they attempted to really get their fonts and icons to match the real world. And at the moment, again, I've never been on deck of a real 748, but I'm liking what I see here. Okay, is it the lower ICAS?
Yeah, actually, if you go up to the right side here of the mode control panel, the left inboard, so those are changing basically your multifunction displays. Lower center with that light selected.
Okay.
It's going to put on there. So if you go to whatever electrics, I think we're trying to do. Is that what we're trying to do?
Well, so that's, where's the APU status? That's electrics. No. Oh, that's nice. I just want to look. That's nice. That's pretty.
Here's APU.
APU, which is not running. Well, I don't have the bleed. Wait. Interesting.
I'm trying to remember now where the APU is, to be honest with you.
What's overhead 2? Okay.
Yeah, 2. It's 1,
APU
2,
is available
3.
now. Okay, it's going to show up now. I guess I should regard the battery.
And see, we don't have any fuel pumps on either.
There we go. Check it out. Look.
That's kind of what I was looking at.
Now that I bust-tied the APU, kicked off the
Right.
external, look, that's beautiful. That
Now-
is not on the default, guys. That's beautiful.
Now, this is actually what I was showing in the footage that didn't get here. If you click off APU 2, for example, that line stops, but since it's on the
Let's
tie,
do it.
since it's on the tie, it's still feeding off of APU 1.
Okay, so very accurate. I mean, these are high-level details. Granted, it might not be a photorealistic looking yoke, but that's pretty ignorable. But it is a accurate system, which, depending on who you talk to, is a lot more important than the texturing. But again, depends who you talk to, because most people aren't going to screw around with the 2 APUs, but everybody is going to look around.
That's true, yeah.
So again, we can see both sides of it, guys. We understand the the comment thread. We were pretty entertained, actually. They were kind of funny in an awful way.
Well, and as Tim mentioned earlier, we've had a very what would you call it? A very slight but friendly relationship with one developer, and we understood, like, from the work that they've gone through to get their product to the state that it was at. And there's a lot of work that goes on, often by small teams, and I don't know how big SSG is, but to have it just absolutely ripped up on day one, you kind of feel for the guys.
Right, and that's part of why we're doing this follow-up, because it got a bad shake.
But as a consumer, as somebody who's going to sit there, I mean, when I first got Xplane, I don't know, which was what, about almost 2 years ago now, I think, right, Tim?
All right. And this is new, right? The IRS alignment?
Yeah, now it actually functions, I believe, with the FMC, whereas before, if I remember correctly, in the V1, you just turned it to nav, and then it was like the location would just pop up.
And does this pop out or anything?
No, there are no pop-outs
Okay.
of the...
That's fine, just curious.
Oh,
I'm just trying to get nice and close for everybody.
Yeah, but can you go back to that real quick? Because I thought I saw on Facebook or something. Were you in it?
Can I get back?
Might be ident. Go to ident.
Ident.
So, nav data, ARAC 1911. Guys, if you're getting X's there, I don't know how to fix it, but I have my current ARAC cycle in, and it's showing up. This popped up somewhere on one of the...
somebody
said, what
ARAC
happens
wasn't
if you
working?
have X's? And I'm like, okay.
Now, did you have to load this,
Nope.
or it's pulling from the Xplane's custom scenery, custom nav data?
I think so.
I can't talk today.
If I remember right, the SSG has a path
Okay,
where
but
you store it, but
it's not like Flight Factor where you got to go get a special pack out of NavGraph and stick it in a folder. Okay, so you didn't have to do that.
I have a cheat sheet text document hidden on here, and that's where I keep all my paths to how to update stuff.
Okay. Well, you probably, you just got it. You would have
Yep.
remembered if you had to do something.
I did not install anything special to get 1911 to pop up there.
Perfect. Now, I haven't ever done this other than on it's here. I'm going back to my rarely used Zebo thoughts to go through this. Where are we?
But before we go off too far on this, can
Yeah.
we hit the lower ICAST, show some of those other displays?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let me zoom out a little bit. Now I'm trying to remind myself on this monster monitor that not everybody can see everything. So let me get a viewpoint where we can kind of.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, what do you want to see?
So I think let's just kind of
Everything?
work top to bottom. So the engine, which is as expected.
And to oil, yada
Yeah.
yada.
So I think
Stat.
Oh, this is where we'd have our N1 for APU.
There it is. APU exhaust gas, APU N1, N2, oil quantity. Nice. Yeah.
You got your time, your date, and whatever down there. So.
Gotta love this. The crew is more oxygen than the passengers.
Well,
And there's not much crew.
I guess if one had to go first, I'd prefer the pilots try and get us there.
I want to. I don't know if you know that's why when there's depressurization, there's an emergency descent, because this is going to run out very quickly, and that will last longer. But
And
that's
also-
why they bring you down so fast.
And also a reason why Concorde had such small windows, because the pressure differential was larger up there, and at that speed, the windows had to be smaller, because if there was a decompressurization, the outflow air was less, so that they
Gotcha.
could dive down.
Gotcha.
Something-
Thank God they never had one of those. That would have been
No kidding.
emergency descent from what 50?
50 to 60,000, I think, right?
Yikes.
All right, so we already kind of looked at this one. Fuel. The pumps are, you can see they're amber there because they're off.
We are playing with these. Where's the fuel valves?
And then there's the cross feeds there.
Let's
They're
do
they're
it.
up on the overhead too.
All right,
So here's your cross feeds.
off. Let's
And
just
then
do.
these are your pumps.
Let's do turn. Okay, we've turned that one off. Here,
Yeah.
let's zoom in because
So that one's going to be a white valve term.
for all of our cell phone. Okay, now these are not ganged. Lee was telling me earlier the old one may have had some ganged
Yeah, that's correct.
switches. So like if we had clicked this one on the old one, we might have gotten
all four of those would have went. Same main one over there on the left. Both of those would have gone. Excuse me, and I believe the center and the stabs were single clicks for each one of those.
Now I gotta be a weirdo again. Hold on. Does this make a sound? Okay, there's like a little button click poppy sound. Okay.
Button clicked.
Just making sure, because again, everybody has their weird thing. I tease some of you guys who are really into textures, but for me, it's those little stupid sounds that I dig. All right, so I had turned off a crossfeed. It's off there.
Yep.
Very accurate. Actually, believe it or not, this is one of the only lower. Is this an ICAS? Is that what this is called?
Yeah, it's a lower ICAS.
This lower ICAS on the old default 744. This is one of the only screens it actually does have.
Did it function or was it just displayed?
I think actually some of it functioned.
Okay.
I don't know. Go watch my tutorial. I think it's in there. Hey,
I actually did once or twice. You know, I do
Nice.
read or I do watch what you post.
I remember this annoyance too. It's in kilograms.
This one changes. It's over on the tablet to the left.
Make it
Let's
so.
not. Okay. Let's
come on.
not get sidetracked. But
Can we do it? Is it
yeah.
fast or is it going to take it forever?
Okay, guys. No, it's quick. So while you're doing that, we won't go over this. I don't think we should because that's already in the other video.
Oh, bam! It's done.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
this gets the intuitive test seal of approval because I looked here and in 5 seconds I put this thing in pounds.
okay. So there's a couple things over here, and I think my biggest probably, if I had a gripe, is click on the buttons over there on the left side. Like, okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, the click region's like
yeah.
only on the centermost letter.
Yeah.
That's a little
Go down to
weird.
reset checklist.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
But look at how massive that button is.
Oh, okay. It's like literally right here at the bottom of the
Yeah.
E.
Yeah. So it works. It's there, but it's like
Yeah, that's interesting.
they seem awful tight there.
All right, and do these pop out?
But I will say this tab. I said it before in the other video. This tab's way better than the built-in one. They had one kind of where that cup holder is.
Oh, so that's an improvement over
That's
the
an
V1.
improvement for sure, in my opinion.
All right, this gets Lee's improved stamp.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay, so we were over at the lower ICAS, which Lee recorded for you last time, and it was amazing, but the camera wasn't running, so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't running. Okay, so ECS, so we'll go to environmentals there. And again, you've got your packs, outflow valve positions, temps, anti-ice wing and engine anti-ice.
Oh, this is not a screen I've ever seen before. I like
Yeah.
it.
So it's pretty cool. And then each of your
wow.
packs, 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Okay, now I'm just going to be impressed for a moment because this is some...
You're going to play with it, aren't you?
No, but it's some serious programming going into displaying this, taking the time. What are we even looking at? Are these temperature
Yeah,
zones in the aircraft in
I think
metric?
I think it's flight deck, upper deck, and then zones.
Okay,
If I had to
okay.
guess.
Cabin, probably
And then cargo down at the bottom.
okay, aft and bulk. Wow, nice. It's cold down there. That is
Down
good.
where?
Oh, hey, this is all cargo bay, right? Or
Yeah, I
is
think so.
forward avionics,
believe so.
aft.
Oh, actually,
What's
that's,
bulk?
I'd imagine that's forward cargo.
Forward cargo, aft
Yeah.
cargo. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
All right. So one other thing, while we can see everything, they mentioned in SSG's response to all the
Yeah.
comments out there that now you've got 2 FMCs.
And this is also like a legit improvement because the other one it was ganged, so it displayed whatever The
So
first one
they
did.
both mirrored, both
Yeah.
identical. You click this one, they both change.
Right, and everybody pretty much flies, I think, with progress route on, whether they admit it on the forums or not.
That's
But
all we really want. How about this guy?
okay, in V1, this was mimicked, I believe, matched all of them. So all three ran and did the same thing.
All right.
That's the first time I've ever clicked that. I didn't click it in the original video, and I have not yet clicked it. Hey, there's your seatbelt button.
Ooh, here we go. Buckle up. I'm trying to click it. I guess we got to use the scroll wheel. That's very nice. Here's the bing bong. Why isn't it bing bong?
I don't know. Maybe the 800 has.
Interesting.
Does
Whatever.
that.
That's not a fault, guys. I'm just being weird. Okay. I'm liking it more by the minute. What do we have next?
All right, flight controls is next there.
Flight control.
Hopefully you did not want a short video, guys.
This is actually just Tim playing with Lee's aircraft.
Yes,
And-
which is probably the way it kind of should be. And of course, those aren't moving because hydraulics aren't on.
Oh, but it's making the screen move, which is
That's
a little weird.
That's the what you call it, the SimCoder's
Head
head
shake?
shake.
Oh.
Yeah, it kind of wobbles like that.
I don't like head shake because I tell Lee it makes his videos look bouncy, but he leaves it on anyway.
Yeah, I tell him to mind his own business. #turbulence.
It's always perfectly smooth on my aircraft, Lee. All right. Hydraulics means we need to.
It wasn't 4 to aux. Was that how
4
you
goes
did
to
it?
aux before starting, and I don't know, man. My memory's not.
Who cares?
It's
It
been a
doesn't
while.
matter.
I'm just gonna turn these things, and we
Do we have the APU running?
we wanted to hear. Yeah,
yeah,
we did that a while ago.
Let's
go
go
start an
outside.
engine.
Let's go outside and listen to that.
Let's do a little walking.
Hopefully you guys can hear that.
Oh, we'll try to walk slower.
It's cool. The outflow valves are open.
Sorry, I'm trying to move us a little more smoothly. I'm not doing a very good job.
Can we do the vertical?
We've got the exhaust. Oh, you want to move up?
Yeah. Is it the fresh air duct there? Yeah, that's
Oh,
open.
look at that. Look at that.
Now we'll have to come back out. Try and remember, come back out and look at that.
Now, as I understand it, one of the complaints is that it only shipped with 2 liveries, this very beautiful Lufthansa.
Yep.
And what's the other one? The SSG livery?
Yeah, it's an SSG house livery, I guess.
Okay, and I've seen that a lot on the Facebook forums, and it's actually a pretty sweet paint job. I don't know who did that for them, but they did a good job. So, I don't know. What do you think about that sound?
I sometimes find myself driving around airplanes at distances about this, and it sounds like every APU I've heard. So I'd give that a sign off on sound effects.
Let's move up front. Yeah, I dig it. Now, I don't really ever get the opportunity to be out on the field near aircraft unless I'm at some podunk airport where I get to walk out, or I'm flying regional jets and get to walk out to them. But
Sure.
But I think it sounds good.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as 3D. You hear how we move? And there's definitely some change in sound, like from back here.
Yeah.
But it might not have as much of a 3-dimensional effect where, like, as we turn,
Right.
you hear it. But I don't think I would say that's a major complaint. Maybe sort of thing that makes it an 8 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10.
Sure. I wouldn't go on Facebook and mash my keyboard complaining about the APU sounds.
No, I mean, it's a good sound, just maybe doesn't have that 3D
Do we
effect.
okay, yeah, we got flight controls now, guys. Since we
Okay. Ooh, look at that.
So
Look
you get the
at that.
graphical, and then
Now, hold on. I got to see if... sorry, bad camera work. That is my fault. Don't yell at Lee for that. Yeah. Oh, crikey.
there goes that bad camera work. Send the hate mail to Tim. hate mail.
All right.
Maybe you can share some of it with SSG. I think they've had enough thrown their way.
Okay,
lately.
my hand is off the mouse. Move, because what I want to see is the...
So you want me to move this now?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so they're not all moving simultaneously.
Right, which this would be your low-speed ailerons and your
right. So
high speed.
it's accurately reflecting which ones are deflected to the correct amount. Again, probably took more than 5 minutes of programming to make that happen.
Let's try this.
Oh, is that trim?
Yeah, I'm holding it to see if I get a runaway tone. Because you know the ERJ has it. Apparently this doesn't.
Are you,
now, that's not to say...
Are you implying Boeing might have an issue with runaway trim?
I'm not implying anything. I don't know if the real one has one. I'm just simply... While we were there, I wanted to check that.
All right, let's see.
Oh, sorry. What do you want? The
everything.
Control surface movement? Okay.
Shake it. There we go.
Look,
look at that.
They're two-piece, too. Look at that.
Oh, nice. Let's get down in tight. And how about the... Yeah, that's pretty... Okay, we're in the APU exhaust, so it probably looks kind of
Is that great
rotten,
camera
but
work?
look at this.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize the tail was in
3 pieces?
3 pieces.
Yeah.
You know, this thing looks really good in the lighting we've got here. It's nice. Oh, actually, we have some interior lines and
You
the
see
hydraulics.
the hydraulic actuators, yeah.
Looks good. Let's where's flaps on your joystick?
I'm hitting those right now, actually. We should have the...
Okay, I see some action.
The leading edge, what are they, Krugers? Should be out as well, I think.
There we go. Let's move back up to the front, guys. We'll go get southwest out of the way. Here's our leading edge. And I'll tell you what, can you retract? And I just want to see if...
See if there's like a sequence.
Right, and I don't know... you know, like the 707...
Usually I think the outboards move up first. There we go.
Okay, there you go. There we go.
These look like they're all moving.
Yeah, they look pretty synchronized.
Similar,
Although this one might be coming in a little bit...
yeah. All right, let me pop
later.
it back out. Can we go up just a little bit there? Little. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, well.
It's looking good to me. All right, and speed brakes? Spoilers?
I don't have that toggle. Is there a shortcut key? Actually, let me try.
Oh, we've got... Ooh, hold on. I want to see that. Got some nice thrust reversers.
And I don't know. I think I have auto spoilers armed, but I don't remember.
All right, well, whatever. I'm sure they're going to work.
Yeah.
Okay, I see... Oh, I
Hold
know.
on, let's finish the synoptics. We keep getting sidetracked with other stuff.
Lee's like...
I'm like, let's do
Darn
this.
it, I left it out of the last video. It has to happen
Doors.
right now.
Yeah,
Doors.
doors.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask
Okay,
about.
these are openable. Openable? Is that a word? These can be operated through the F1 through 7 keys for the main deck doors, left and right side, or on the tablet, it's a clickable button.
All right, let's... let me see. Ground... I'd call that a ground service, right? Yup. Close all, open all, cargo, service,
And-
on gate doors. Is that only doors that would connect to the jetway?
I don't know. Have no idea. But you can click in these squares to open.
Or click a square. Oh, nice. Okay, okay. Let's just do a couple random squares and then go look at that
Go look
lower
at 'em.
ICAS. Nice. I like it. What does A mean and M?
Airworthy? I have no idea, actually.
That's
And then M? See, those would now have M's, so I don't know.
M. A.
Must close and air ready.
Yeah,
How about that?
I don't know. That's an interesting one. We're going to need to figure that. That's the sort of stupid detail that will bother me now because I need to know.
If any of you SSG guys know, I believe, what is it? The co-founder is an Extreme 747 nerd. So if you know, what you probably do, what M and A means, Drop it in. We're trying to grow the community
Now,
knowledge. So
no,
let us know.
Lee, I don't want to put you on the spot, but
Okay.
did this come with manuals?
It did come with manuals.
Ooh.
There is 2 manuals, if I remember right. One of them's about 200 and something pages, has the checklist, some stats.
Oh, I'm used to it. And have you been to Kinko's yet?
I have not been to Kinko's. Actually, I go to, what is it now? It's not Kinko's. It's Office Max, I think.
See, this is why we have a hard time complaining about $40 for an aircraft, because Lee will drop $40 to print the manual.
Yeah, that's true. That happens.
And then I'll be like, why didn't you print mine in color, man? All
I
right.
thought I printed yours in color. I usually print the same thing for you as I do for
Yeah.
me.
Well, the 7.5
I'm
was in color.
I'm your bro. That's how we do this.
You got cheap
I'm
on
your
the
flight
7th,
bro.
The Flight Brothers, yes.
That was a very bad dad joke. Hey,
All
so
right.
anyway, let's go back to this. Since your 747-400, I don't think had this, right?
No, there were definitely no checklists built in. That's why you got to watch my video.
There's a cursor.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't know how to use it.
That's how you use it. So click, 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 click.
Okay, can I scroll to the
Yeah,
next
you
thing?
should be able to scroll.
Okay, so I'm scrolling now with the mouse wheel.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Oh my gosh.
And you click the center button there to select, which checks it off.
Yes. this
Over on the
is
tablet
fun.
on the left side, also.
Now, how come
in
I
the-
can't click beacon?
Maybe try turning it on.
Well, it certainly didn't make me verify the other
It
things.
said beacon to both. This is another one of those things.
Okay, all right. So I was, I got to tell you what I was doing because it won't be obvious. I was clicking on it because that's what made sense to me. Click, click, click. Notice, click, 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 and pull.
Yeah.
That's a little strange. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, oh, like I'm gonna grab the switch in real life and pull it down.
Yeah.
But I think of all the aircraft in Xplane, I've never seen that until right now. Click and pull. Click and here. Let's annoy everybody with strobes.
I don't know if these are dual actions, but like one of the systems I used to work on had a dual action to turn transmitters off.
Dual action.
Yes, you'd like pull the switch out over like a little lock and then
Okay.
down to operate it.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
you didn't inadvertently turn it off.
You know what works
And
that
it
way?
checked it off,
I'm.
by the way.
Oh, really? Yeah, beacon went off. So it knows. Again, some solid programming there. The dual action you're describing where you pull and click, I believe
Yeah.
is exactly how these run.
Those switches are almost exactly like the ones we had.
Okay.
So yeah.
And I don't know that from real life. No one's ever let me touch the fuel cutoffs on their Boeing. It's, what are those flight videos we have?
Oh, the ITVV
We have
ones?
all of them. Yeah. ITTVs.
ITVV.
ITVV. Whatever it is, we're going out of business and we own everything.
Which I think they still have a couple 737-400 videos left. I
Yeah.
got an email that it was for $9 the other day.
Nice.
And
Well,
then like $3 or $4 shipping to the U.S.
I've got mine, right? That Virgin Atlantic. Good stuff if you want to see the real thing.
7.3.
7.3s.
Yeah,
okay.
the 7.3.4.
Well, what do we have left in our
We didn't even
our
finish this.
SSG list?
Yeah, we didn't finish this.
What's left? I hit the
Wait,
checklist.
Oh, you did checklist?
What's
Okay.
what's nav? Nav's a dummy. This
I think Nav's a dummy.
Oh, this is the blank
that's,
screen.
That's the blank.
Now
There's a clear checklist button over on the tablet.
I've been. Oh, let's go see that
Yeah,
then.
so
Okay.
do that. I showed this also in the previous video.
Reset
That
check.
does it. That
Okay,
gets
yeah.
rid of it.
Find that miniscopic
Okay.
click region, and that's cleared. All right, great. What
Okay.
other features? Oh,
So,
I know what I want to do, and you
Okay.
can tell me if we can do this now.
okay.
I haven't run through this beast yet, and I want to see the plane.
Okay, let's just
And
go-
I'm gonna be
go do
honest,
that.
I don't like these chairs.
The belts look pretty good. I think,
And you know what,
I think
actually,
the belts look better than
That's
the chair
what
texture.
hurts because this belt from back here, I mean that looks like a seat belt,
Sure.
like almost convincingly real.
And look at these certificates up here. They're actually pretty
Those actually are obviously photographic.
cool. Kind of like a lower res photo image, yeah, for sure.
I mean they're good. I'd say till about here they're completely convincing.
Yeah.
And then once I got in farther, you're like, oh, it starts to break down. But the chair at no range was convincing. See how it still looks a little blocky?
Yeah, I mean, even the mount looks kind of decent, actually.
I mean, everything's right, but again, we're getting down to like what.
We're nitpicking at this point sort of.
Yeah, mostly just to empathize with, like, we get it. The people who complain, these are the things that pop you out of your willful suspension of disbelief and make you realize, I'm just sitting at home.
Yeah, you're sitting in your living room.
I'm not a 747 captain. All right, how do I open the door? Oh, okay, I click on it. That makes sense. Can we open
actually
the
did
can?
not know that happened. I walked through the door in my other one. I pulled my best. Is it vampires? Can they like?
I
go
actually did watch Lee walk through the door, and it kind of annoyed me. So
well,
they're not going to have Austin Myers in here, are they?
I don't know, but
Whoa.
if that's the only thing I did that annoyed you,
Okay, so
I'll take that.
one of the interesting things to note is that I think there's a way they can program it where you can't actually walk through it like I just did. Where like you're if you try and use the walking
Like it's a hard surface.
right, yeah, and so this is not set up that
Sure.
way. So when you walked, I'm gonna try and use the run feature. Wait, hold on. Is it me or do I see completely convincing seats?
Yeah, no, these are pretty decent, and I can't remember because I spent more time in the cargo of the V1 than the passenger one. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I ever flew the passenger one.
All right.
Because I don't want to sit there for 12 hours, but Atlas Airlines has 2 and 3 hour 747 flights. But I'm not sure that the other one had a bay at all, and from what I understand in reading it, it didn't seem like it did, correct? Now, this upper deck appears complete, but if you go downstairs...
These don't open, do they?
They do on the Synoptic. You can open the...
I thought you said the F keys would...
They do,
it showing?
they're open lower deck doors. It alternates. So F1 is...
Hey.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
What did I just find?
It's F8.
Has that always been there? Like, this
Yeah.
has existed since all time and I didn't know it?
I don't know if it was on V1, but I accidentally hit it trying to open doors. Oh, there you go.
Oh, I win.
Which one was that?
Shift F11.
Okay. So, anyway, they alternate on the F1 too. So it's L1, R1, L2, R2, so on and so forth.
So this is going to be Shift F12.
Sure. There you go.
I wonder if the captain's escape hatch works. Not important. All right, let's proceed. So I'm loving these seats. And again, here's that willful suspension of disbelief issue where at one moment I see a very convincing cabin that is... I think Zebo is one of the best at the moment cabins. But I'd say this is at least as good as the Flight Factor stuff, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, probably fair statement. And if you'll remember too, the Flight Factors were... Was it the Flight Factors or the Zebo were not great originally.
The Zebo...
Like, it's been... But here's the thing, guys. Zebo has an update, and this is no discredit to them. They're updating it constantly. And
almost too much.
Yeah, and they're doing it, Nico and FD2S and all the team that's involved in that. God bless them and thanks for that. But man, they're setting a standard that I think everyone has an expectation of. And
right, like nothing else, including Xplane itself. There's nothing in Xplane that is updated as much as the Zebo, except perhaps real-time weather.
Yeah, and there probably was never anything in Flight Sim 9 or 10 or P3D that is getting the attention and updates that one's getting.
Okay, now this is... I'm
imagining this is going to be worked on, would you say? I mean, so it seems reasonable.
I shared with Lee earlier because I saw this in his video and was like, what just happened there? How come we're in the invisible plane? And I think I know exactly what the deal is. I get... don't walk there, huh?
Yes, do not step.
People asked for doors, right? That was in the response email. Oh my gosh. They look amazing. And to do doors, you have to have an interior or you'll get that weird thing. It's the only thing I don't like about my FlyJ Sim is when you open the rear air stairs, if you walk behind the 727 and look up in, since there's no interior, you'll like see through the plane and back out into the airport. It's very strange.
Okay, and you talk about the FlyJ 727, which is a fantastic plane, but what's it missing? What you just said, and a cabin.
Right, and that...
This has an upper deck. It doesn't have, at this point anyway, at least a main cabin.
It's still probably more square interior footage than 737.
No, absolutely.
Even with just the upper deck.
But this is it, is, they've modeled every one of these doors. I will be the first to tell you, and I would like to meet and shake hands with anyone who says they open all 12 or 15 doors at every flight that this plane has on it.
We've got down the hinges. These roller locks.
Oh, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? And there's their symbol, SSG's aerofoil.
Yeah. Oh, you can have a party in here.
Yeah, you can stow away all kinds of stuff. So, anyway, they modeled all 12, 15 doors on here, and honestly, I doubt most of the customers are going to open all of them every single flight.
But, I mean... Again, sorry for the nauseating camera work, guys. I'm really mostly, like, we're not faking you out here. I have not seen this before, and I'm literally playing with it because...
That's what Tim does. His first look videos are way better than mine because he does this. He'll get in here and tinker with everything, whereas I'm kind of like, all right, what do I want to talk about? How's it fly? I don't really care that 1 or 5 or 10 doors open.
Strobe. Because remember, I was playing with the lights, so our strobe.
Oh, yeah. Hey, can I run down like kind of our list that we were talking about?
Yeah, what else have we not talked about here?
So we touched on the IRS being functional, whereas the first one, it just had knobs. You turned them on, but the FMC didn't really... I don't know that it didn't have a... what you call it? The time.
An alignment time.
Cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Does this have preset...
Sorry if that's really loud.
Hey, if they're sim captains, they're used to that guy yelling at them.
That's true.
It's not as bad as X-Raz.
You're right. Okay, so the IRS is functional in this. You do have to...
Ground cockpit. Tow is coming up.
Okay. You do have to do the initialization, which we haven't done yet, and whatever. So, the next thing was passenger cabin. There's an upper deck. There's not a lower deck. Those are the facts. All the doors open. And yeah, that's pretty much that. The next thing we had on the list was synoptics and displays. We have a working FMC here. We have integrated checklists on the lower ICAS. Everything seems to work from the cross feeds, the fuel pumps, the electrics on the displays. So I'd say that's a win.
And just as we're going through these, you feel... Grant, I know you didn't spend a lot of time in your V1.
Right.
Do you feel, though, like...
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Do you feel like they're an improvement?
I would... Let me try and think about this here. And I think really it's hurting because I did not fly the V1 more. If I were to get this plane at $65, right? That's what they're charging right now.
You got to hold this too, by the way. The disengage.
The disengage? Oh, yeah. That's really not convenient.
Yeah, like
if you had to disconnect.
Disconnect, hold, and pull.
And then reconnect.
Oh my god, it's gonna be everything, isn't it? Even the flight director.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
right, so that's file that away, guys.
Yeah, that could be really annoying until you get used to it.
Okay, so back to what you were saying.
Yeah, is it an improvement?
Okay, if I had to...
Sorry, he's just going to keep interrupting you.
Yeah, that guy's really annoying right now. Okay, so for $65, I don't think... Man, I still haven't flown this one yet either. That's the problem.
We clipped the jet.
So, looking at it right now on the surface, would I be upset with $65? I don't think I would. Because I like the 747 to have a Dash 8 with all these features. I don't think I would be disappointed with it.
I got to be honest.
What's your gut reaction? You're seeing this really for the first time.
If I wasn't so busy making different videos. I spent all morning in an Avro Vulcan. When that video is done, I probably won't fly it again. Not because I don't love it. I had a blast. But because I'm going to be on to the next video. We've got video requests. We have our own ideas. But if I was still just simming for my own joy and entertainment, I would be running home to buy this because I had so much fun with the default 7.4 that now that I'm seeing these features, I'm like, I want it.
It's all of that and better, right?
Right. The only thing I can't do is I can't go sit in a cabin seat on the lower level and look outside. But, I can do that upstairs, I guess.
Well, you can make an argument that if you wanted to sit on a lower level, you have plenty of airplanes to choose from, but there's really but 2 aircraft with an upper deck, right?
I mean, it's just a silly thing. When we're in cruise, I'll go and set viewpoints out the windows on the left and right, and or sometimes I do camera shots, right? But it's really not that important. It's a very nitpicky thing. Now, I got another question for you.
Okay.
Since you own version 1 and now version 2, can you ever imagine getting an Xplane and being like, I need to fly version 1 today?
That is an interesting question, and I think that's going off because today might normally be a work day, so I apologize for that, everyone.
It's the bad phone.
Yeah, that's where I have to take the work phone out of my pocket if I have it on me. Man, this guy's killing me today.
No respect.
I know, you're asking the hard-hitting questions. And
right,
okay,
so if...
what,
he's not done.
dude,
the question on the table is, will Lee, now that he owns this beautiful V2, will he ever use the V1? Because I think that's where people are getting people are feeling a little screwed, if you will.
Well, just quote what they're saying. They're saying it's a money grab.
They feel like
that's how
this should have been an update. Like, hey guys, your V1 wasn't all that. This is an improvement. Therefore, I should have gotten this. Now, we paid for some updates. What was something that we paid for an update on? I know we had one a minute ago. What was it? And it wasn't a ton. Or no, neither one of us has bought it yet, right? The Flight Factor glass panels.
Flight Factor came out with that new gen glass panel thing, and I think they're asking for $20. Now,
so $20 on a $70 aircraft. That's less than half the initial price.
Well, I think mine was around 80 or 90 by the time I got all the other packs.
I had just the basics. Sure. So it's one of those $20 gives me functionally 2 aircrafts. I can fly my steam gauges, or with the other $20, I get the new modern glass variant. Even though the plane didn't change, we've got those systems. But for you on this deal, I don't remember what you initially paid. But
I don't remember. Probably in the $50-ish neighborhood.
Right.
I don't remember.
So I think people are feeling like I don't have 2 different aircraft. I have an older, less functional 748.
Yeah.
And I have this newer, more functional, more beautiful, way improved 748, which obviously makes my other one obsolete for me.
Well, and to answer your question, I think I probably won't go back to the V1. And, if this has all this and I fly it, I'm probably going to go back to V1. I'm going to click on it or do something that it doesn't do what this does, and I'm going to go, well, why am I flying this when that one does it? Now, the one thing I'll say, and this is where we got to be careful what we wish for, is that people kept asking SSG, when's it releasing, when's it releasing, when's it releasing? They release it, and then everybody goes, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have, it has 2 liveries, it blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, do we want... And then there's the other people, and... was it Florian, I think, with the Kalimata Concorde.
Right. And he was overt, like, guys, this is half-baked. This is to keep the project moving.
Right, and everyone's going out and complaining and going, we want the Concorde. So he goes, okay, we're going to release it. And then people are going, looks like crap, texture's this, XYZ.
And we never felt that way. It's funny. We were not those people at all.
No, we understood where the project was in its development.
Yeah, we could see the potential.
Yeah, we saw the potential. And this is one of those things where people were asking for this aircraft, asking to get it out. It comes out, and then there's always the naysayers. Why does it have 2 liveries? Okay, well, I don't know. You know, I think I said this in the previous video. If you guys want a 748, you already have the V1. This is $40, and Tim brings up that good question. Are you going to fly your V1 again? Probably not. Honestly, probably not.
Right.
Do you feel like you're taken advantage of? I don't know. I've wasted more than $60, $70 on stupid things that, you know, were intangible or I didn't use very often or whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a terrible... I don't think the price point's awful, but I didn't already pay for one, and I'm trying to empathize. I think if I had already sunk some good money in, I might really think that this should have been a free upgrade. So I can understand that. Hey, they said there's improved engine stuff. I want to go hear an engine start.
Yeah. Definitely do that on the first one, I would say.
I thought 747 had an auto start function where it sort of like FADEC. Is that just the 400? Okay. So
I don't know if the 8s do.
Maybe I need to sit here and actually this thing can start more than one at a time, right?
Yeah.
And is there a start order 3, 4, 2, 1 or?
I think it's outboards, isn't it?
4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
There's so many engines, we don't know what to do.
Yeah, or is it 4, 1, 3, 2?
I mean, usually you start away from the jetway, so you're doing the right-hand side.
I don't know. Just start 4, go out there and listen to it. Otherwise, we'll be here even longer than... I bet half of our people that tuned in are probably... We've lost them.
Okay, I pulled the starter. How do I get the... was it engine?
Fuel on. Yeah.
Engine. And it's about 15. And hold on, I got to click and pull.
I wouldn't even... Sounds like a jet engine.
Well, I still hear pitch change.
Yeah.
That's nice. Still going.
And you're ignoring the sign which says don't stand there. Hear it coming in right there? You hear that whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Should I give it some throttle?
Oh, yeah, sure. I believe you're turning the ship.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, let's see with the brakes on.
Yeah, what are these things rated at? Like 90, 100,000 pounds of thrust? They're quite a bit, so...
Okay, so at a glance, if I had come over here, not seen your video, had avoided the internet for a few days and missed all the drama of comments, I would think this thing was great and people were loving it because it's it looks beautiful to me. What else have we not seen that people talk about? And let's keep starting engines while you tell me.
Keep doing that. So I'm gonna hit this other stuff. We had the landing gear animation was improved. I don't know. I haven't flown it yet. Wing flex. Okay, that's probably going to be in a flight video or something, you know?
Oh, no. I'm going to flex these wings
are you gonna
right
flex them?
now.
Okay, all right. Okay. So, improved engine animation, external sounds in the start. Well, we're doing that now. I wonder how much noise the mic's picking up from these right now.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I kind of had the volume cranked in here because I wanted to hear the cockpit sounds.
Yeah, I hope you guys were able to hear it there. So, Route 2 capability. Tim, how many times have you used Route 2 on any aircraft that has it?
Route who, you say?
Yeah.
Lee, I think if people watched our last live stream, they know that we don't divert that often, and we don't really run failures, and we do usually check the weather ahead of time. And neither one of us really does VAT sim and is going to be constrained to any sort of air traffic control restrictions from just going direct if we did need to. But since you mentioned it, and since they obviously took the time to put it in, let's I don't know where do you find Route 2?
Right
in here?
there.
Oh, Route 2.
It's under Route 2.
Oh, look, Route 2. It looks like Route 1, only 2. That's so exciting.
And I'm gonna jump on there with you. I don't care. I mean, to be honest, Route 1's cool. Route 2, whatever. Guys,
It's nice for realism's sake.
no, it's there for anyone who uses Route 2. I understand it wasn't in the original. It's there, so go use it to all of its capability.
Now, apologies in advance. I'm just gonna go goofing around. Oh, we gotta kill the APU.
And fuel.
What's not on?
Oh, it said fuel low.
Oh, it's probably because. Oh wait,
Those-
do we need to?
I don't know. How
Can we
much-
do fuel from
Yeah,
here?
you can do it from there. I think it's under the fueling tab.
Fueling.
And
Oh
apparently
wait,
there's click start fueling. Let's see if you can actually do that.
I don't think it likes the idea of me. Okay.
Running engines and
Um.
click this. Add. Okay, now hit
Oh,
start fueling.
oh, gotcha. Hold on.
Clear. Go with a lesser number. All right, there we go.
We're
So-
fueling hot stuff.
Yeah, this is like Air Force One. We're hot refueling, guys. So I'm gonna jump back on this. So second FMC. I want to hit these and finish these up
All right,
if we
yep.
can. So second FMC, we already discussed that. It's there. It's independent, and so there you go. The doors, tablet, and F keys. So we talked about the doors, this tablet, and the F keys.
Right.
200,000 is gonna be a lot.
I don't know how to make it stop.
See if you can clear it. There you go.
Okay, great.
That works.
Done.
That's something we found out. So there you go. So we talked about the price. Do we want to even deal with that anymore?
Well, that's all. It comes down to personal decision. If you feel this is worth the money, I mean, if you have the money to blow, it's nothing. It's not that big of a deal. If you're a little more constrained in your simming budget,
Parking
configure.
brake.
Oh, parking brakes on.
It's gonna be.
It looks like it's off.
No, it should be down.
Okay.
It should be flush.
Oh, I toggled it on. Okay.
Yeah. That's supposed to be momentary max normal pressure or something. And the thing to keep in mind here is, since we're so high up, I know you're not a moron, but the speed looks different.
Oh, right, because we're like 40 feet in the air. Yeah.
I think it's around 30 something feet. So okay, so we're done talking about the cost, guys. It's 65 if you want it, 40 if you own the V1. If you don't want it, don't buy it. But maybe, I don't know. Don't complain that you don't have a 747-8.
You could wait for the rest of your life for PMDG to get on over to Xplane or Flight Sim 2020 to come out and just create mayhem.
Well, and one of the other things to add too is, I believe addressed in that same article, that the cargo version, when available, will come out and be included as an upgrade with this package.
Which, hold on. There was one very, very important thing to mention about price.
Okay. We're not done talking about price.
Not so much about what each of us is willing to personally pay. It's just the overall economics of Flight Sim. This is not Call of Duty. They're not going to sell 200 million units of this product. I mean, Lee is the only other. No, I'm sorry. I met one other Flight Sim geek. There's just not that many of us.
Can I kill your APU? Did you go over that yet?
Yeah. It's still running. Just shut it down.
Okay.
I got to wait for this guy to land anyway. So, since they're not going to sell 200 million copies of this SSG, I mean, the entire development cost of every programmer, every texture person who worked on this has to be absorbed by the number of people who purchase it. So I don't think anyone out there is getting rich developing these at all. I suspect probably almost all of these developers are doing it because they're nerds like us and love airplanes. And so that seems to be the case with SSG. They really had a passion for it.
7.
He's taking him all
gonna go
day.
down
Do you see
there?
that traffic? No. Oh, can I use the displaced?
Yeah. You can use it for takeoff.
What if I don't want to?
Well,
I'm already here.
Okay, well, we'll see if a 748 can get off in, what, 8,000?
I don't think we loaded any payload. You know, Lee's got his parking brake set up different than mine, so hence the
That's really annoying.
complete stupidity on my part. Okay, it's off
There,
now.
it's off, yeah.
Because some of us
Do you want me to bug
spend our
speeds and
money
editing and stuff?
on rudder pedals. Okay, here, funny thing. So this is gonna drive Lee insane if he doesn't do it. So yes, Lee, you may bug it.
You know what? Go. Just go.
You know I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it no matter what you say.
No, it's not gonna bother me. Just
400 feet.
There you go.
Remaining. Caution. Short runway.
short runway. You got flaps 5, by the way. Is normal 10 on this thing?
I don't know, but he better get off that taxiway pretty fast.
Are you firewalled?
Yes.
Okay.
Whoever that is, expedite.
I was just wondering. Oh, we don't.
All right. Well, time to go because he's in the way. Are the wings flexing?
There's
All right.
vortices.
I hear the gear does something cool. Shall
Yeah.
we see?
Yeah, try and manage that bank angle. You probably actually want to be going the other way if you're turning at all. If there's a mountain up here.
All right. Oh, overspeed.
Yeah,
Can you clear the flaps for me?
sure. Flaps 1.
This is the yeah. Just clean it up. We're
Flaps up.
doing good on speed. So since I don't normally fly on Lee's machine, I don't know what any of his hotkeys are on the joystick. So I've got to call in some reinforcements. When he comes to my house, it's the same
It's
deal.
the
Where's
same-
the trim?
Well, and if you've watched any of the live streams, it's totally that. By the way, this is I don't remember. One of these is one of these is nose trim up and nose trim down.
It's the blind leading the blind at Flight Brothers. Oh, there's a trim indicator.
Yeah, there's-
Okay,
that's
so
your
in the
stat.
upper ICAS, there's your trim indication on the right past the engines.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Oh, and we totally didn't show. Well, it's in my other video. If you zoom all the way in on the MFD, you get the airport diagram.
Okay, we got the little trend vector noodle. I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so we're done with price now. A smoother auto flight. That was a thing that was addressed. Holy crap. We really should have just ran down this a little smoother. So smoother auto flight. I don't know what that means.
I don't know if the old autopilot was a little janky or what. I mean, I'm not sure what people were asking about because I never flew it.
Now, I did seem to have a problem when I did fly it. I seem to remember...
With the old one, not
with
this
the
one.
old one, with V1. I seem to remember slightly after rotation, trying to get it onto VNAV, there'd be a thrust cut. And I don't remember if it would go into an auto speed mode, which was normally set at V2. What you looking for?
So, airport. It's here. It's behind the pillar.
Oh, yeah, because there's North Island Naval Air Station.
Is that-
This is Coronado. Yeah,
Okay, so this is
correct.
all right.
So, yeah, like that happened.
All right, and you had already said you thought it was adjusting back to the bugged speed
I think
instead
that's what
of
it was
the
doing.
FMC's
Yeah.
program. So it could have just been user error.
Yeah, and to be fair, this is where not flying it comes in, because I didn't fly it enough to really figure that out, and so on and so forth. So, but I believe that was a problem self-induced, because I think I did do one flight with it, and it worked flawlessly. So, but in the V1 video that's on the channel, I did have that same problem. So,
All right, I'm gonna be a little mean to it just to see what happens here.
looks like it's got a pretty good roll rate, to be honest.
All right, and it actually has that nice fat pig feeling of a large aircraft where, you know,
Like
you're
inertia?
right. Yeah, like you're already trying to bring the controls back the other way, but there's just so
Ooh,
much
did you-
mass.
Look at that. There's like a little adverse yaw, Dutch roll type situation going on there. See how it kind of
I
yaws?
may have also just hit the rudder accidentally. Which,
Ah, there you go.
oh, there we go. Look at the vapors.
Guess we just got a weather update.
All right. Well, you think there's anything else people might want to see in here?
I
For
don't
the
know.
moment?
Guys, if you see this video, like it,
Feel free to comment.
Yes, fire away.
If you still absolutely hate it, that's fine. You're more than welcome to post those comments. I really don't mind. If and maybe on price, if you have a feeling like, it's just not worth it. One of the things we were talking about is it might be kind of neat to compare all of our payware by features, and then, and by the way, this is not a flight lesson, guys. I'm just screwing around here.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. We're gonna buzz.
Flaps.
We're gonna buzz
Too
a Navy
high.
base.
Too high.
But yeah, guys, definitely comment. Let us know what you're thinking. We're trying to defend SSG a little bit, but we're also consumers, so we're trying to defend the consumers and try to do it objectively.
I think we really see both sides of it, and at the end of the day, it's a conversation between SSG and the
5,000 feet remaining.
Yeah, if I knew where the spoilers
on
and
it.
speed brakes were, but are you not impressed? Come on. That was the worst landing you've seen in a while from me, wasn't it?
You'd be in the bay if it wasn't for me over here working auto brakes and reverse. So,
All right. Well,
hey, this is the same place that I flew my long-winded barren reality expansion pack to. Matter of fact, I parked right over here on this ramp. You wanna do that for good measure?
not really.
No, we're just gonna shut it down.
I'm just going to leave it here.
All right.
Well, so
Let's go back inside so it's at least slightly quieter if we can.
So everybody, this is once again, obviously, the SSG 747-8 Intercontinental V2. Who else is out here? Well,
I don't know. Click the live
that's
traffic.
King Air.
Well, I don't know how accurate mine is because I get Cessnas popping up as A320s.
Right. And, Dash 6, probably for practicing jumps.
Oh, yeah, probably. So
yeah, here it is. Comment away. We love the conversation. I think it's very important. I think that's what was really going to help SSG.
check this out.
We have
we have
temp.
a brake temp.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Where's it at? Gear.
Play stupid games, win stupid
that.
prizes. Did I melt any tires?
We got some 5.6 action.
Nice.
I don't know if we have any gear fans, but yeah. Anyway. Okay.
So keep the conversation going. I'm sure it helps SSG. I mean, I have a suspicion. This is one of the things we feel bad about. If this sort of overview could have gotten out to the public ahead of the sales release,
or at least at time of launch, kind of.
right?
Because we're trying, and
An article, a nice threshold article, and maybe some gorgeously rendered videos where it's all the best angles. That doesn't really show people,
what you're getting.
Right. People want to get in and kick the tires, and they, that's part of why I'm flying it really badly right now, because that's how you're going to kind of know.
Well, but from a marketing standpoint, right? That's what you want. But as the consumer, you don't want all the fancy stuff. It's like, what is it to be, to live with or to do these things with? And yeah, I felt kind of bad in hindsight with all the negative comments. I felt like maybe I didn't give it a fair shake. As you're clicking the button, a fair shake, and maybe was I portraying a certain view or position in the original video?
Well, I mean, we'll let people decide
Yeah, sure.
how they feel about that. But hopefully today, certainly I learned a lot from Lee letting me play with this bad boy. And I don't know how the rest of you are feeling about it today, but I'm liking it more than I expected to. Is that safe to say? I did not think I was going to dig it this much.
Well,
but
your opinion's not wrong to you, right? So
if I felt like I was going to spend more time flying it, I would probably literally go home and buy it right now. Oh, hey, you know what? The backs of the seats are pretty
wow,
good.
those are actually a lot more detailed.
Like the back of the seat texture is better than the front. It's these edges. They don't.
Yeah, they're kind of 90
Yeah.
sharp.
All right, so are we?
I'm going to email SSG and request that they have a moving captain and first officer seat. I think that track should totally be integrated. What do you think, Tim? I'm just kidding, guys. I'm drawing the line there, but
Hashtag sarcasm.
Yeah, if everything else was fine, I'd complain about the seats. But no, yeah.
Oh, hey, I want to hear an engine shutdown.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I guess it would help if I actually shut down.
Shut
all of
down
them.
one. I think all the power's going to die because we don't have the APU on either.
Nice.
All right. Well, there you go.
That's good. All right.
So can we wrap ourselves up?
Yeah, sorry. We'll
plug
talk
it?
forever because
All right.
this is what we do.
Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys really like this video. Self-promotion, like, subscribe, click bells, do that stuff.
And join us on the live stream. Comment, chat,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Hit us up on that stuff.
until next time, guys, plan the flight.
And fly the plan. We'll see you in the next one.